If you will it, dude, it is no dream. From the Big Lebowski, for all you achievers out there.
Clay, the Carpenter Guida!
Madsen gets the win in his debut here in Denmark. And look at that roar.
There's a new hardest worker in the room. He's standing right here. That's my goal, to be the fittest lightweight out there.
Mark, the Olympian
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier. I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
All right, welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Let me start by apologizing to Matt and the crew that they had to see me in my Mack welded underpants. But it's really hot in my, it's warm here in the room I do this in, and the air conditioner is too loud. So the advantage to Zoom is I can sit in my Mack Weldons, but when I walked back in, and I don't even think they're sponsoring us at this point, but I still love their underpants.
Can you stand up for a second?
No, why?
Stand up. Let me see.
No, I don't want to show them now because I'll get in trouble.
Then turn. Oh, why you get in trouble?
Because.
Stand up. Let me see.
Plus, I didn't trust that I don't have a little piss on them. Sometimes I shake quickly and run in here.
That's why you did the side view.
On the show today, we have Mark Matson. He's on first time on UFC. He obviously an unranked lightweight coming on, and I can't believe this is our first time talking to Clay Guida. I thought we had him on before.
Wait, we never had Clay Guida on.
I don't know. That
doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't. First time.
But you know what it is? I talk to him so much when I see him. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
But I've seen him over the years. So that's crazy. Oh, wow. We're going to have fun.
I thought we talked to him before, Matt. I thought we did.
So we got Clay Guida.
Yeah.
Going versus this silver medalist, Mark Madsen.
Is there anybody more fun to watch than Clay Guida?
Yeah, but now, is Clay Guida going to rely on his striking skills, or is he going to put the Olympic the Olympic wrestler on his back? Mm-hmm. I should have started with that. Can we cut that up where I didn't sound?
No, it's perfect.
Jimmy, Olympic wrestling. What am I saying? But wow, talk about style. If people want to talk about stylistically giving Clay Guida a hard fight, that's got to be hard. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
He's a grappling machine. What do you think about that?
I don't know.
What do you think about that, Jimmy?
Mark Matson's undefeated, 10-0. It's a big spot for him. I'm going to guess this is his first co-main event. I could be incorrect, but I'm going to assume he's 2-0 in the UFC. This is his first co-main. I don't know. Clay Guida, man, is always he's always a problem. He never gets tired. So I predict that Clay Guida is going to grapple.
Well, he's going to grapple. I mean, that's his.
But I mean, that's what he's going to do.
That's his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
What does that mean, wheelhouse?
It means it's kind of your area of comfort.
But why wheelhouse?
I don't know. Were you asking me what do I think he's going to do, stand up or grapple? Weren't you asking me that?
No, I was, but then I got carried away saying that's not his wheelhouse because I heard that said before, so I wanted to sound smart.
Yes.
But then I realized I have no idea what that means. I know what it means. It's not his expertise.
But you're not sure why.
What the fuck is a wheelhouse?
Yeah. It's not his wheelhouse. Somebody at one point in history walked into a wheelhouse and somebody said, that's not his wheelhouse. And I don't know what it means. Maybe the wheels are turning. I don't know.
First of all, that's not what happened in history. Nobody walked into a wheelhouse and said,
you don't know that.
Well, I mean, all right, listen, let's get back on track. Did you see Suicide Squad yet? The Suicide Squad? The new
I did not. No, I was busy watching. I did a, what's it called? A Quiet Place Part 2.
Oh, how was that? I didn't see part 1.
It was interesting. It's good. But of course, my Apple TV, I rented it, and then my Apple TV now has no volume. I don't know what the fuck happened. My Apple TV is just really is on the fritz. So I had to watch it on my iPad, but it was actually a pretty good movie. You know, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I liked it.
I don't think I'd be into that. I think I'd be too on edge.
No, it is pretty tense. The first one's really good. Watch the first one, see what you think.
We have undefeated fighter Mark Madsen coming in right now.
Let's bring him in, yeah. Hey, man.
What's up, brother?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Is this your first co-main in UFC?
No, it's not. So my debut in Copenhagen last year, that was a co-main event.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I assumed it might be your first. So you're used to the pressure of it and the extra little bit of pressure you have to do.
No, but we'll manage. I mean, I've been competing in wrestling at a high level for my entire life, so I'm sure we'll get it done.
Especially being in the Olympics, you can't get shook with these wrestlers, Jimmy. They're used to the pressure, Jimmy. They're used to competing over and over again. Jimmy, you think the bright lights is gonna scare Mark Matson? Is that what you're insinuating?
Never. But however, the bright lights do sometimes with additional pressure. It does kind of get into somebody's head because they have to go through a lot of steps that they haven't gone through necessarily before. That's why somebody's main event is a big deal, besides the fact that it's 5 rounds. So yeah, sometimes the extra press does bug guys.
Okay. So can I just to clarify, I do believe I'm able to perform under pressure. The last year I broke my jaw in my last fight.
Oh,
early second round, I pushed through. I mean, talk about pushing through, but broken jaw, 2 places. I pushed through. I got operated, got a surgery on it. It got infected. Second surgery, got COVID afterwards. My wife got diagnosed with MS disease. We had a black mold infesting in our house. We've been relocated for 8 months now. I'm here. It's a co-main event against Clay Guida. And I mean, if I can go through all that, still be happy, still be proud, still be grateful, you know what? I'm comfortable that I'll be able to go in next Saturday with or without lights. I'll fight with or without lights. I've been doing that with, in wrestling my entire life. It's about going out there and performing the best I can. And that's really what I'm looking for this Saturday, going out and performing the best I can.
Can I ask you about the broken jaw too? Because that freaks me out so much, the idea of not being able to open your mouth to breathe. How long was your jaw actually wired shut? And did it stay wired longer because of your infection?
I think it took around 4 months altogether because I had a second surgery after that. I mean, so I had the surgery and everything was good. Then after a while, it just blew up. I mean, it was even bigger than when I got back from the States. Jeez. And I was going like, something is it's not correct here. And I actually got to the hospital and they told me, we're glad that you came in now because this could have gone really, really bad. So they did a surgery right away. So it took way longer than it's supposed to do, but the jaw is good now. And believe me, it's been tested. So I think we should be good.
Wow. So you were wired that long.
Wow. So listen, you must have been thrilled to get the matchup with Clay Guida because he is a household. People know Clay Guida. This is like a coming out party for you in the MMA world. We're like, all right, we seen this guy fight, but holy shit, this is a test. This is Clay Guida in the Hall of Fame with his fight versus Diego Sanchez ages ago. So, hey, man, how excited when you saw that name? You got approached with that.
Oh, my God, Matt. I can't tell you how excited I am. This is the Olympian versus the Carpenter. I mean, it's a co-main event. 6 months ago, I had no idea whether I would be able to return to MMA. And now I'm here. It's fight week. I'm facing a guy, and I have to be honest, this is my 3rd year of full focus in MMA. Clay Guida is one of the entertaining guys that I used to follow, that I used to watch. I mean, with his wrestling background, I like the guy. I mean, I think, his fights are entertaining. I'm super excited to have a test like Clay Guida. Like you say, it's a massive opportunity. And he's a big name. I got to tell you that it's actually taken me by surprise. A lot of MMA fans back in Denmark know Clay Guida naturally, but coming here, I did my camp in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I mean, just speaking to people, like even getting a haircut, asking who you're fighting, and I say Clay Guida, they go, "Oh my God!" So yeah, it's really taken me by surprise how big a name Clay actually is.
Yeah.
So I mean, massive opportunity, great fighter. I mean, the only thing I should do right here is actually go out and really honor him by putting on my best performance to date, because I think he deserved that.
And Mark, how did you realize you had black mold in the apartment? Did you see it, or were you suffering some kind of health effects?
Yeah, so we actually all suffered from the health effects of black mold. I mean, my wife was diagnosed with MS disease, which is an autoimmune system, which has a lot of the same thing. We don't know yet if the black mold might have triggered the MS or maybe even worsened it. But I was feeling bad as well. Kind of living in a bell. That's probably the best thing I can describe it. My kids were coming up to me and telling me, "Dad, I have a headache. I don't feel good," and stuff. So then we found a water leak just like in the corner of our house. The insurance company came out. They took up one floor. They took up a second. They took up a third. And I mean, when I left Denmark, and I'm not lying here, the only thing that was left of our house was the foundation and the outer walls.
Wow. That
Everything,
bad.
they had to pull everything apart. Everything, wooden, like even the insulation was infected by black mold. And we've stayed in that house for 4 years. We had no idea that it was going on. And I mean, that's just some of the things that happens in life, right? And then you got to deal with it.
Yeah. How long you expected to be out of your house for? Do you know? Did they give you a time frame?
So I am so excited about the fight this Saturday. I'm going back Monday and September the 10th. After 8 months of relocation, we might be able finally to move into our house, a place that we call home, and just have a base again. I mean, we've been living, I have a family with 2 kids, a wife. We've been living in basically in our bags at, being relocated, not having all our stuff. I mean, I'm a pretty structured guy. Being an Olympian, I'm about, eating, training, sleeping correct. I've done that my entire life. I like to know where my stuff are. I like to know my schedule, my plan. And it might seem like, you get relocated by the insurance, they take care of that. But I mean, that just put a little bit of extra press on top of everything we had going on. But we have a lot of good things coming up, and I'm excited about the fight. I'm excited about coming home and having a base, and then finally be able to sit down, like enjoy a cup of coffee in my own home, and then figure out where we're going from here.
Mark, let me ask you, how was the transition, being a grappler your whole life? How was the transition into striking? Was it an easy one? Did it take a little bit to get used to? I mean,
it was a tough transitioning. It was a really tough transition. I think coming from my background as an Olympian wrestler, 3-time Olympian, Olympic medalist, 5-time world medalist, I do put pride in my craft. And at this time, I'm not going to get as good in striking as I am in wrestling, right? And I have to work a little bit about that, because I have a tight pride about my craft and, my Greco-Roman style and stuff. But it's been really a challenging transitioning. And I've been trying to find the right setup, the right people to help me develop the things I need to develop in order to achieve my goals in MMA. And this is my 3rd year, and I feel like I just found the place. I did my camp at Fight Ready down in Arizona, in Scottsdale, same gym that Henry Cejudo, Triple C is working out of. And I flew down there. The captain, Eric, Henry Cejudo's coach, Patricio Pitbull's coach, contacted me and told me, "Hey, I think you should come out here and have a look at this." And I've done my camp there. And I mean, the coaches, the help I gotten down there, the partners, the last 6 weeks of camp has really, the progression I've been through in terms of my striking and my just basic understanding, fight IQ, Like wrestling fight IQ is very, very different than MMA fight IQ.
Yes.
I mean, there's like so much that like even on the first day. So do you think about this? How are you positioning your shoulders, your legs? Are you too high? Are you too low? I mean, it's been such an amazing experience to go down there and have the help that I've had there. I've been working out with Martin Kampmann back in Denmark.
Oh,
He's been like so that was the first thing I did when I transitioned into MMA. I called Martin Kampmann, which is a fun fact, because Martin Kampmann was the head coach of Team Alpha Male, where Clay actually is training out of. He just moved back then. He just moved back to Denmark. First thing I did was I called him up, a Danish MMA legend. I said, Martin, can you help me with this transition? So he's been coaching me from day one. He's been helping me build the system, learning me the basics. And I mean, we have had the challenge of living 2 hours apart. So it's been a little bit limited the time that we've had. But I mean, I feel like the progression I've been through at Fight Ready, I mean, with that setup, with those people around me, man, I do believe the future is bright. I do believe the best is to come.
that is so great. That's a great that you were working with Martin Kampmann. I haven't heard that name in a while. And I think the fight fans should throw his name in UFC Fight Pass, because he had some great fights. He really did. So I'm glad he's doing well. That's good.
He's actually he's here right now. So
good.
Yep.
Well, tell him I said hello for sure.
I will, Matt. I will. Yep.
And what is the difference between the atmosphere of being in the Olympics and the atmosphere of fighting in UFC? I mean, obviously there's pressure in both, but what would you say is the difference in the two?
I would probably say right now, I mean, given the Olympics at Tokyo and then the fact that I'm fighting at the Apex, it's probably the same right now. Talking about the lights and everything. I mean, there was no spectators at the Olympics, right? And there'll be a limited number of spectators allowed in at the Apex. But I think that like one of the big differences is, in wrestling, I mean, it was a grind every single day, every single day, grinding. And you would have one opportunity to shine every fourth year at the Olympics.
Wow.
And it was, you might be going around, okay, I got to shine every fourth year, but really the Olympics is every single day. You got to get up, you got to grind, you got to train, you got to eat, you got to sleep right every single day to make it at the Olympics and perform the way you want to perform. So in terms of shining, I mean, it's the attention that I've gotten in my transitioning and moving into MMA and signing with the UFC and performing on the biggest stage on the world, competing with the best MMA fighters in the world. It's been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming. I'm used to, working out, grinding. I'm used to having my, let's call it slow flow. And just leading up to this fight with Clay, I mean, it's overwhelming the amount of attention I've gotten from different medias, from MMA outlets, and just the support I'm getting from back home, like texts, calls, messages. It's absolutely overwhelming. And I'm thankful. I'm proud to be in this situation, having the fight, but I'm equally as thankful for all the support that I'm getting, from the fans and from people that really wishes me and my family the best. I mean, that's something that will, man.
And I guess having been in the Olympics, you're used to competing with the top in the world. You used to competing against the best people in the world.
Yeah. So they have rankings they had rankings in wrestling, and I've been one of the best wrestlers for more than 10 years. And you were talking in the world, Greco-Roman level. I mean, I'm a 5-time world medalist, 3-time Olympic medalist. I've been competing with the best wrestlers in the world. And I think I've done that based on a mindset, a lifestyle, the Olympian lifestyle. Train, eat, sleep, live the life, enjoy the life, embrace it, embrace the grind, and have fun doing it.
Now, doing all that, I want the fans to know, like, besides the training, you're an Olympian, you're a family man. What hobbies do you have? Anything besides training? I mean, we got Clay, Clay's a fisherman and whatever else he's into, but he's a wild man. Any other hobbies we should know about? Books you're reading, movies you're watching?
I got to look up on that. My hobby is fighting. My hobby the last 3 years, to be honest,
Spartan.
the last 3 years going into MMA, full-time professional, my hobby has been learning, developing, eating, sleeping, thinking MMA. I mean, we talk about fishing. I have this conversation with my wife. She goes like, she's watching all these Instagram videos with all these famous MMA fighters, UFC fighters. They do all kind of, exciting stuff. They go fishing, they go snowboarding. And she's like, how come they can do it? And the only thing that you're doing is going into the gym every single day. And I'm like, I don't know, honey, but I have an ambition here. I want to be the best version I can in the sport of MMA. I have the equal ambition in MMA that I had in wrestling. And I know it's not going to be easy. It's my 3rd year in MMA. I'm fighting the best fighters in the world. I got to develop. I got to adapt quickly. I got to put in the time. So talking about hobbies, I might be able to find something. But right now, the only thing that pops up is,
Training, yeah.
MMA.
Now, let me ask you. Late at night, your wife's like, we're watching this. Listen, Mr. Olympian, I know you got your eye on the goal, the prize. You're watching 90 Day Fiance with me, Mark. What do you say? No, honey, I'm going to sleep. Are you watching a show with your wife? Any shows?
So Matt, keep in mind, the place I live in Denmark has no MMA at all. So the first 2 years on this journey, I had to go with a 2-hour drive to Copenhagen, get my work in the morning. I had to stay there the entire day to get the workout in the night, and then I could come back. So the Olympian took off at 6 a.m. and he was back at 11. And I can tell you something. In our household, I was the first guy to get up and I was the last one to go to bed. So it wasn't even a question because my wife wouldn't be asking me that. We would have our weekends, but going into the ongoing, let's call it struggle of the week. I mean, yes. that was just how it is. And I know, like, looking back, speaking about it now, really about this MS disease really forced me to reevaluate a lot in our life. We had to prioritize different. And looking back, it seems like a absolutely crazy process. Like, why did I go through that? Why did I push myself? Why did I do that every single day? But to be honest, nothing here in life is free, right? We got to work to get what we want. And I don't care if it's the dreams, if it's ambitions, if it's goals, we got to work our ass off to achieve something. And I mean, just going to Phoenix, finding a place at Scottsdale that was 5 minutes away from the gym. Do you know how much time that saved me in transport?
Hour and 55 minutes each way.
I mean, that's hours that that's good counting right there. Thank you so much. and I mean, that's time that I can put into family.
Yes.
So,
hey, listen, you're doing something right. Don't listen to me. God forbid, Mark, we hang up here and you go, what was that little guy talking about? Let me check out this Netflix. And then you start binging shit and you get addicted to these stupid shows. And next thing you know, 600-pound life, honey. And then you're eating popcorn and Pop-Tarts and I ruin your life. Don't listen. You're doing something right.
Yep.
Don't listen, Mark. Before I shocked the world, I was batting 500. Don't listen to me. You're undefeated. You're doing something right, brother. You got the captain behind you. Look at him. Yeah, captain. You're doing it right, Mark.
Matt, I'm gonna take it here. Coming from you, I'm really gonna take it here. Thank you so much.
We're gonna be watching this weekend. Yes, we are. I can't wait. Hey, a lot of eyes on you, and I know that you're not the bright lights, blackout. You're coming for it, Mark.
Yes, sir. Wait.
We are coming for it. They got it. You know, they might turn out the lights. There's no. I mean, Clay and I are going to fight. It is the Olympian versus the Carpenter. I brought my 2x4.
Oh, shit. Yes.
Let's see what happens. I have a plan. He has a plan. it's fight business. I'm excited. You know, anything can happen. Let's go Saturday.
Oh shit!
It was great talking to you, Mark. Yeah, have a great fight on Saturday, and really looking forward to this one. Obviously, you guys both have amazing cardio, so it's gonna be a great fight. And we'll talk to you again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Mark.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Captain. Later, later guys. Listen to me. I'm excited for that. And
Me too.
I didn't want to lose him there because I know he's not really into comic books. So he goes, if there was a blackout, I was going to go, if there's no lights, you'll be Daredevil up in that bitch. I was going to say that. And then I was afraid he'd just stare at me and not know who Daredevil was.
Right. He might or he might not.
You know who Daredevil is, Jimmy?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, you know he's blind.
Is he? Yeah, I guess so.
Well, first of all, you might guess so, but I don't want to be a know-it-all, but I know so.
Well, according to you, that's a rumor you're starting.
Jimmy.
All right.
Are we splitting hairs?
Not us. No, we have none.
Daredevil, he has something. It's almost better than eyesight. Let's let Clay in.
Yeah, we should let Clay Guida.
Listen, but seriously, I don't think he would have got that reference.
Ask Clay. He won't agree with you about Daredevil. I think you're making that up.
About if Daredevil is blind?
That's right.
I guarantee he doesn't have to know about superheroes. He might know about superheroes like I know about fucking bass, fucking and trout.
Yeah, but he's heard of Daredevil. There's no way Clay hasn't heard of Daredevil. But this whole thing you're starting that he's blind, I mean, that's not right.
He is blind, man.
I don't believe it.
He was being silly, dude.
What's going on, fellas? How are you?
Dude, we cannot believe that this is the first time you were on this show. Is that right?
First time that I know of, man.
Yeah, I think so.
That's weird. I know it is. I'm so used to talking to you when I see you. I thought you were on this thing.
I know. Well, I'm honored to be on the show with you guys finally, man. This is great.
How you been, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Been better than ever. I remember last time I saw you was at one of the fights at the weigh-ins. I think we were hanging out backstage. I'm trying to remember which card it was. Yeah, it was pre-COVID, I believe, man. But yeah, I've been better than ever, man. Fishing, fighting, training, wrestling, man. It's everything is great, man.
Your cardio is so incredible. Like you seem like a nightmare to have to fight. Fishing is such a non kind of cardio activity. Is that what you do to relax? Because like I hate fishing because I get too antsy. Is that what you do just to kind of blank everything out?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. And I tell you what, it's therapeutic for me. But people who have fished with me, they know I fish like I fight. You know what? I just go balls to the wall, man. I'm getting 3-4 casts for every 1 or 2 casts, and to me, the more punches you throw, the better chance they have landing. The more casts you make, the more fish you have a catching, man.
Wow, yeah. Are you usually a good fisherman? I suck as a fisherman. That's why I would never catch anything. So I just kind of hated it.
I'm okay, man. We're learning. I primarily started, catching bass at a young age, and I teamed up with Chad Mendez, who was actually a former a friend, and then he was an opponent. Now we're teammates, and now we're business partners. He started Fins and Feathers, which is a celebrity guide service that takes clients and fans out hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Guida, he's like, man, you're always out fishing, and I've always loved, just to be on the water. And he knows how much I love going to, sporting events, UFC events, and concerts. So I came up with the concept, Gills and Thrills with Guida, where we take our clients and fan base out. We take them fishing, and then we wrap it around a UFC event, or we take them to a live concert. We take them to a professional sporting event. We get to work with bands like Zach Brown Band, Metallica, Pepper, Slightly Stupid. Robert Plant from Zeppelin. I mean, you name it. We've been very fortunate to work with some really, really awesome musicians and talent. Uriah Faber, Tito Ortiz is coming out with us on a fishing excursion for tuna September and October. So we've been very fortunate to do what we love, and in a couple of things, in fighting and and on the water.
Oh, that's great, man. Well, listen, quality of life is really about that. Doing what you love more so than anything else, And I said it, man. Yeah. So like now, listen, you're like one of those ageless guys. You're one of those guys. You're 39. You look like you compete like you're in your 20s. so I'm not putting any cap on your fighting, but is this kind of thing, the stuff you're talking about, is that what you're going to be concentrating on and you're setting yourself up for when you finally do walk away from the cage?
Yeah, you nailed that on the head, champ. We want to position ourselves that way. You know, when I'm done having fun in the octagon, and I don't see that happening for a long time. You know what I mean? We're still getting going at this thing 15 years later in the UFC. I'm still learning, man. I'm still as green in this sport as you know, as some guys out there who are making their UFC appearance and things like that. So, but yeah, like I said, my love for fishing in the outdoors really, you know, stemmed from a young age, and we want to make sure that that when we do step away, that we can transition smoothly into the outdoors world. And we've been fortunate with brands like Real Tree Fishing, Breakline Optics, Traeger, Power Pole, so many companies, St. Croix Rods. They've been so gracious to us and really helpful, you know, getting us, you know, set up with you know, the right people and the right connections in the fishing world, man. And that's what really brings me joy, is getting to meet our fans and clientele that have been so supportive in the octagon, and you know what I mean, and fighting for all these years. So I want to get a chance to kind of pay them back and meet them and take them out fishing.
You, I like the flag behind you. I like when guys are not afraid to be patriotic. It's, you know, it's crazy how, like, you know, people, it's okay if people aren't, but some people get so offended by that. It drives me crazy.
No, I appreciate that, man. You know what? We bleed red, white, and blue, just like they do in the UFC, man. And we're blessed to be in this amazing country and carry that flag. And we think about it every day. I'm sure you have people in the military family. My dad was in the Army. We have aunts and uncles who serve, friends, family, so many that have, you know, have passed away and bled for this flag. So we're honored to be, you know, to carry it come Saturday night in the octagon.
I was going to just say, you know, when you get offered a guy like Mark, you know, the Olympian, you know, undefeated, you know, you're known as a grappler. I mean, primarily, listen, I'm not saying you can't strike, Clay. You know the deal. You're known as a fucking caveman. You go in, you're double-legging them, you're ground and pounding. So now they put you, I'm thinking of the school of thought here. Because now, are they testing him with one of the best grapplers to be in the UFC, with yourself? Or, I mean, what are they doing here? Because otherwise, why don't they just feed him a fucking striker? Like, you know what I mean? So what's going on here? What is happening? And then when you got offered him, what were you thinking? Like, you know,
because he was psyched. He said he was really like, he respects you and he really wants to prove, you know, he's obviously fighting a big name in the UFC.
Well, man, yes.
Thank you guys so much for the kind words too. I appreciate that, Matt. Fellas, that's awesome, man. And you know what? We are thrilled about this matchup because we're not wrestling the Olympic silver medalist, Mark Madsen. We're simply fighting an inexperienced mixed martial artist named Mark Madsen. And that's what it comes down to. I probably have as many fights, professional fights, as this guy and all of his opponents combined. And take a look at the record books too. We're no stranger to taking people down in the octagon as well. We've got a few tricks in there up our sleeve, man, getting guys up to the fence and taking them down and making them miserable in there and breaking them. So I definitely think they're testing him. And we had mixed feelings about this fight, our coaching staff, because all you see is what? You see this jacked up dude, Mark Madsen, you know what I mean, with the silver medal around his neck. And right away you're like, oh boy, Olympian. But you know what? Those are the challenges. Those are the matchups that get me going, that I get up for, man. You know what I mean? That those are the ones that I spring out of bed, you know, every day, and I go do my 5-mile run, and I want to knock the trees down that I'm running past, and I want to just, you know, just go balls to the wall. And that's all we know. And that's why we're, you know, we're super pumped about this one. And I think this one is really going to take place in the flurries, in the scrambles, on the mat, because our pedigrees are both wrestling, and that's what's going to you're going to see have us reign victorious come Saturday night.
And, well, especially after all these years too, there's nothing you haven't seen. Like I'm always interested when a veteran is against a fighter who's got less experience, because there's nothing, no matter how good he is, there's nothing he could do that you haven't been through multiple times already.
Exactly. You nailed it on the head. And I go through that over and over in my head again. And then I also truly believe in the team that Uriah Faber and Ultimate Fitness and Team Alpha Male that he has put together. I call it the Mecca of MMA, the MMA Mecca. It's a 40,000 square foot gym facility with not just the best, some of the best fighters in the lower weights in the country, but around the world. We have guys from all walks of life, you know what I mean? And you see just coming off of a couple of big wins, this Song Yadong from China, Darren Elkins, the Absolute Damage Incorporated, just an absolute destroyer in there. Andre Feely, Josh Emmett, Vince Murdoch, Ricky Tercios. The list goes on and on. Chad Mendez is back in the training with us. Cody Garbrandt's going down to 125 to come fight for the belt eventually soon. I feel bad if I'm missing out some of my teammates, man. Tyler Diamond. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's Mason Jones. So it's like, I don't believe that there's anyone I'm going to face in the cage that is better than anyone I train with on a daily basis, on a daily regimen. Not to mention buying into the system with our coaching staff, of Coach Joey Rodriguez, J-Rod Boxing, Danny Last Call Castillo, who had 25 fights under the UFC Zuffa, banner in the WEC and UFC. Chris Holdsworth, Ultimate Fighter champion. Mike Malott, like the list goes on and on. You know what I mean? And we have a special pedigree of just mentality and championship mindset in Team Alpha Male that it's the key to success, man. It's a recipe for success.
I can't wait. You're talking about transitions, Jimmy. In all of Clay's fights, he's not. Who's taking him down, mounting him, and holding him down? Who's keeping him pinned for fucking a round or a minute or fucking 30 seconds? Nobody, motherfucker. That's what's so exciting about this, Jimmy. Listen, I'm excited for this fucking fight.
I can tell. I love it.
They're talking. They're nice guys. But in my mind, if I was you, they're thinking, what do you think? I'm approaching 40? You're taking out a vet? You're making your name off my fucking, the carpenter? The fucking carpenter. You're making your name, and you think I'm out just fucking fishing some trout. Fuck that shit, Clay. I'm with you, man. I'm excited.
You said it, man.
I'm
said
excited,
it. Not on my
Jimmy.
watch. Not on my clock, man. We've been doing this stuff for too long, having too much fun, we've had too much success, man. And a win over Mark Madsen is really gonna, let people know that we're here to stay, man. We're not going anywhere for a long time, man. I'm 39. I'll be 40 in December, and people know I'm in better shape than when I was 21. I'm in better shape than when I was 25, and that's a true testament to just durability, long-lasting, toughness, grit. And Matt knows that's from wrestling, man. That's all that's from, is that wrestling mindset at a young age.
And that is a great motivator too, where to stop a young guy with some hype around him and to you're not going to be the guy that he proves himself against. That's great motivation.
You nailed it, man. I'm not going to be a stepping stone, a gatekeeper, whatever you want to call it, man. He signed up for the wrong fight, and he's in for a rude awakening come Saturday night in that Thunderdome.
Oh shit! And hey, listen, the Olympian versus the carpenter. It sounds like a fucking comic book.
For sure, that's a Marvel comic book right there. Or Captain Caveman.
Jimmy, fuck yeah, Captain Caveman. Jimmy had a question for you about comic books, Jimmy.
Matt mentioned before. I don't know. You're a comic book guy.
Not real big on him, man, but I know the top guys out there.
Okay, Matt was talking about. You're familiar with Daredevil.
Yes.
And I was saying that Daredevil is blind, and he was saying that he's not.
I don't think he is either. It's a feel.
Listen, here's the thing. Jimmy tried to do the old Rochambeau on you. Daredevil is blind. And listen,
I don't believe him.
You got better things. You're a grown-ass man. This is what we call useless knowledge.
It's childish.
It's very childish. But having said that, Jimmy, I told you so. Now I'm only kidding.
Yeah, you're right.
Listen, this weekend, I can't fucking wait, man. Co-main event. That's it. Clay, what else we got now? You got just this guy ahead of you. There's no names after this. We're just taking care of this guy. You don't got anybody's fucking no call outs ready for fucking after this fucking fight.
There's one guy who's I got his number already once, but I'm willing to give him a rematch if it's the right fight and the right time. And Nate Diaz knows, man, we still got some beef. You know what I mean? And I think we should take it out in the cage. But everything happens after Saturday night, man. That's a fight I've been wanting back for a long time. We were the first individual to put a full Nelson on someone in a cage. We picked him up. We ragdolled him 10 years ago. And I think it's time for a fun little rematch, man. And you know what? If he wants to stand the whole time, we will stand and box the whole time. I'm excited to see his brother Nick Diaz come back and fight Robbie Lawler. That's going to be awesome. So I think, Nate and I, could put something together, around wintertime, man. So be ready, man. It's going to happen eventually.
You really seem like, when I watch you fight, like you really seem like you enjoy it. Like a lot of guys say they enjoy it, but like looking at you and the way you are in the cage, you really seem like you love it.
I tell you what, man, there's nothing better coming from a wrestling background and being able to do what I love. And I tell you what, how much music is such a huge inspiration. If you guys watch the walkouts, we're going bananas, rocking out to whoever, Metallica, Pantera, Foo Fighters, the list goes on and on. But you know what? When I'm in that cage for that amount of time, for whatever, 5 minutes, 15 or 25 minutes, I'm the lead singer, I'm the drummer, I'm the sound guy, I'm the tour manager, I'm the dude in the mosh pit. That's our night, and all I'm there to do is put on a show for the fans, man. We're the entertainers, and we're there just to rock the house, man.
It must be fun when you. Sorry, Matt. It must be fun when you're doing these events and you get to go to a concert and bring somebody to see, like whether it's Metallica or Foo Fighters or whoever it is you're going to see. Or Robert Plant, you mentioned. He's done a lot of weird stuff after Zeppelin that I kind of like. Have you seen him solo? Have you seen him live?
Absolutely. I got to see him, as a matter of fact, with Tom Robb as the head security for Metallica for 15 years, and Seth Fromberg. He brought me, when I'm from Chicago, he brought us backstage to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Plant, man. And you talk about just a super, super nice guy. And he saw me, I was wearing my UFC sandals, and he knew all about it, and just a great guy. We got to see him play with the infamous String Dusters, and these dudes rocked the house, and they played 6 or 7 Zeppelin songs. And I tell you what, this guy, just great storyteller, super cool, casual, knowledgeable. He wanted to talk music. He wanted to talk mixed martial arts. He wanted to talk fighting. You know what I mean? So just a down-to-earth guy who's done it all. And just an honor to be able to meet people like that because of what mixed martial arts has offered and opened the doors for us to the music world.
Yeah, and to do something that they're interested in. And you're doing something that they actually really want to talk about.
Yep, and it's cool because I sometimes fanboy, and I want to talk about music to them. You know what I mean? And all they want to do is talk about sports. So it's kind of cool, man. It's very special. How you get different athletes and musicians. You know what I mean? That share the same interests.
Yeah. Well, this will be a great fight. Obviously, we said before you came in, I love watching. Everyone loves watching you fight, and I'm really, really happy that you're still in such great shape, and you still, every fight you still look tremendous. So you have a lot of years ahead of you if you choose.
Hell yeah!
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. Like I say, man, straight to the top, and the best is yet to come. Because wrestling is life, and that's what got us here, and that's what's going to keep us here. And man, I don't know about you, Matt, but did you get to check out some of those Olympic wrestling matches? David Taylor, Gable Stevenson, Kyle Dake. Team USA crushed it. Thomas Gilman. It was amazing. The women got a couple of golds and a couple of medals. So USA Wrestling really, really showed out.
It's amazing, dude. And you're fighting the Olympian this weekend, dude. Everybody's going to be watching. Congrats on just living your best life, buddy. I don't worry about you, both in the cage and out of the cage. You're going to be just fine. You're doing everything great, man. And I met your family before at some of the shows, and they were very, very nice also. So give them my regards, too.
Absolutely. They love you. Big J, my brother, he'll be slapping me in the cage. He always asks about you, man. I can't wait to see you guys. I'd love to get you guys on the water sometime, man. Maybe one of these next pay-per-view events that you guys might be at. We'll try to, if you guys are going to be there, we'll try to set up a fishing trip if there's some water nearby, or I'll come up by you guys and we'll take you on the saltwater or the freshwater, man. We'll show you guys how it's done.
Give me some Dramamine and I'll be in.
Yeah, I get boat sick, and I always have to shit when I'm fishing. So aside from those two things,
right. All good. We'll make sure we do an inshore trip. There you go.
Yeah. Good talking to you, man.
Guys, thanks a lot. And go ahead and check out at Gills and Thrills with Guida, guys. We'll see you on the water. See you in the octagon.
Okay. Have a great fight, man.
Thanks, guys.
Later, Clay. Let's start talking, man. Let's talk a few fights because people like that.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about Gastelum Cannonier?
I'm going to say, man, you know what, man? What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna take Jared Cannonier.
I know, right? Because he looked so money, and then he hurt his elbow right away in his last fight, and that's kind of
Yeah,
they both are coming off losses to Robert Whittaker,
that's right.
hard to win a decision from.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to talk about this really quick because I seen the fight just now, and it was the semifinals in the Ultimate Fighter.
Yes.
And it was Treson Gore, and he took out Gilbert Urbina. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it was like competitive in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like in the first, did he go 1 round or 2?
Second round, knockout in
It
second
was
round.
the second round. But the first round was competitive, where even though Treson was landing better, Gilbert was still in the fight,
Yeah.
But man, he landed on him, and he capitalized beautifully. But I'd like to see what's next for him, Treson Gore.
Yeah.
I can get back to the fights. I just didn't want to. Sometimes I think about that, and I my ADD.
I know. Please, I'm the same.
I'm going. All right, you know what? You're going with Jared Cannonier. This is what I'm going to say. I you know what? I could easily go with Jared.
Yeah.
I like to be different. I'll go with Kelvin.
All right.
Short, stocky guy. Sometimes I go with the short. If I'm indecisive, I go with the short, stocky guy.
Clay Guida.
Go ahead.
Against what do you think, Mark Matson?
I know what I'm going to say. I don't know what you're going to say. Oh, he's keeping me in suspense, everybody.
I'm going to say.
Oh, my little bird. I'm going to pick you up, and you're going to say, put me down. And go, no. Matt, it's not funny anymore. I'm going to go, never was funny, and I'm not going to put you down. All right, Jimmy, what do we got? Who are you picking? Sorry. I relive these. I think about these things in my head.
I am going to take Clay by decision. Clay Guida.
This is very interesting. And you're saying Clay by decision.
Mm-hmm.
He has the experience.
And he has the gas tank. But then again, so does Mark.
3rd round submission, Clay Guida.
Okay.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah.
I said it, man. I like to get crazy.
All right.
Think he's going to get his back and rear naked choke him? It could happen.
Could happen.
It could happen.
Now, also, one thing I like a bit of the is Masvidal is now he wants to fight Burns or he wants to fight Edwards.
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. That's the one non-title fight I'd be very interested in seeing Leon Edwards in, or Colby. I'd fight Colby, but it looks like Colby Usman. So I would like to see, because those guys have unsettled business from that backstage fight. I would love to see Edwards against Jorge Masvidal. That's a risky fight, though, for Leon, because he should be next in line behind the winner of Colby Usman.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, he fights Jorge Masvidal. People want to see, is he going to get some revenge for that 3-piece in soda?
That's right, yeah. Although it's more interesting if he's champion and Masvidal's fighting for the belt.
Yeah, but people want to see that fight.
Sure.
Listen, I want to pay some respects to, he was a great coach. They called him the godfather of Texas MMA, Sal Solis. All right, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. If you want to look at that, make sure I am. But I would just call him Sal. He died at 55. Then he's a coach of the Hall of Fame, Tito Ortiz, Quentin Rampage Jackson, Chris Cyborg, along with a bunch of other UFC fighters. So, that's upsetting. Lost another great man. But
do you know how he died? Was it a heart attack?
Due to the cause of death was COVID-19.
Oh, wow.
Very upsetting. So
Jesus, even guys who are in shape, it's fucking scary, man. You just never know.
It's very upsetting. But hey, man, what else do we got, buddy? We did a couple of fights. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's fine. And if you want to see me, September 10th, I'm going to be in Chicago at the City Winery, 2 shows on Friday the 10th, and then September 11th, I'm going to be in Michigan at the Royal Oaks Music Hall. And I've already, it's in Royal Oaks, Michigan. And come see me if you want to go to jimnorton.com and find out the details of my tour.
You were going to say, do you want, if you want to see me, I was going to say, always.
That's very nice.
Always want to see you.
Thank you.
Jimmy,
You're very kind.
that's it, man. We got fights this weekend. You want to give them a proper plug? Besides plugging all, I mean, listen, we know we're on Cameo.
Yes, we are. And don't forget to watch our
Watch party. Listen. We're talking about Joe McHale, Frank Grillo, Neil Magny. That's me and you. That was me and you. That's a little. Hey, listen.
I'm fat in that too. You're feeding me a cannoli. You and your fat friend.
Oh, I was about to say you and your fat face. I was going to say, oh my goodness.
No.
Dare you?
All right, Saturday at the Apex up in Vegas. The prelims are on ESPN2 at 7, and the main event's on ESPN at 10 p.m. Cannonier versus Gastelum. There's some great fights on this card.
You're on Cameo, aren't you?
I am on Cameo, yes. Jim Norton, Chip Chipperson, Doug Bell. There's a bunch of them.
Wow.
I'm not on the website. I'm only on the website, not the app.
I'm on both because I'm a whore.
I'll say.
I'm only kidding. Jimmy, I love you.
I love you, pal. We'll talk in a few days.
Hold on. I want to do what I'm done.
Okay.
Jimmy, I will talk to you later, brother.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You're the best, Jimmy. Bye.